Hello and welcome. Today a new patch has been released and we got some great new additions to the game. It's basically terraforming, and what that means is we can now collect dirt, we can store the dirt, and we can place the dirt, and we'll get new land back from the gaps that we make into the real world. So what they did, they added a couple of new buildings. They added the dirt excavator, and they added the dirt pile. They added a terraforming station, and we have a new block type that we can place. So let's go through them. We're looking at the folktales, and now I set up a little thing with the development mode so we can quickly see what's new. These excavators look amazing. They're really cool. The thing about them is they can only be occupied by golems. It says here, when you look at this, golem only. Only golems are allowed to work in this workplace. You can fill them with 4 of your golems and they will get 6 dirt every 2 hours. And the dirt is collected. You cannot store the dirt in the regular warehouses. You have to make dirt piles for them. The dirt piles store 300 pieces of dirt, and they are 3 by 3, so you can they basically take up the same space as a log pile or a large warehouse. Then we have the actual buildings, that the terraforming stations. These are also golem only, and you can employ 4 golems here, and what they can do is they can go pick up the dirt and they can place these blocks. Now these blocks have an interesting new little thing with them, and it is great because you don't want your beavers to get stuck or do the wrong thing first. So they have an arrow indication of what they will build first. So they build from the side that has where the arrow is pointing away from. So they will start at the back if their arrows are placed like this, and they will move up to the front. Now that could be a really great thing to implement as well, for example, for your power shafts or anything really. If you place them like this, that they have to finish them from front to back, I would like these arrows to be able to be placed on those kind of things as well. I don't know if that is ever going to be a thing, probably not. But it is great now that we can use our dirt that we collect. It slowly takes away blocks, as you can see. This one has been harvested, and this one has been excavated, and they will lower the machine will go lower with the excavation until it reaches the bottom of the map, and then you will just keep getting more dirt out of nowhere, basically. But that doesn't really matter. It's a game. We need to have fun. So yeah, that is great. Being golem only, there might be 2 ways of looking at this. There will be 2 fronts of people. One will say, like, I don't like it, now I have to use golems to do something in this game, whereas previously golems were really only optional. And there will be another part that's going to say, but these golems finally give, or these new buildings finally give us a reason to actually make golems more useful. And I think I'm with the latter one. I think I agree that it's great that golems now have a specific purpose. If you want to terraform, you need to implement all these other buildings, and that gives that whole chain of setup a beautiful new purpose. This is a great update. The buildings look really nice. They're different than other buildings. This excavator especially, I think it's great looking. The dirt pile is nice. If the more dirt is in there, the higher the pile. It's a nice setup, and we can finally create land. So and it's not overpowered because it's so far away up the chain of what you have to make to build all of these. Because if we look at what they cost to build, the excavator costs 100 fancy planks, or treated planks as they are called in the game, 100 gears, which is a lot, and 50 metal blocks. So Before you can even build this, you need to have a lot of resources. The same goes for the dirt pile. It needs 100 planks and 25 metal to build, so that even the dirt pile is super expensive. Then you also need the terraforming station, which is another 200 fancy planks and 30 metal blocks. And then the actual dirt is just 6 to place. So every 2 hours you can place 1 block based on one of these dirt excavators. Now that we have seen what they look like for the folktales, let's take a quick look at what they look like for the iron teeth. So here we have a look at the excavators and the the dirt piles and the terraforming stations. For the iron teeth, basically they are the same, just different coloring. They didn't do a great deal of having them completely different per folk, and that is perfectly fine. We don't need a specialized different building for all of them. Coloring is just fine because they look great. They do look good, and I hope that they will go back and go do something about that number cruncher. Yeah, so I make this little setup. I place these a little bit higher. So the door of these excavators is actually, that is interesting. The excavator, the door is on the 2nd level. So if you place him right on top somewhere, you will have to use a staircase to go up. Or you can build them right off the side of a wall. All in all, I think this is a great addition to the game. This is probably one of my favorite parts of patch update 2, and I hope they will, because this was one of the most frequently requested features. I hope they will look at what else is very frequently requested and implement that, which is automation of some sorts. Now the update also came with some other things. We can now build a little bit higher. The maximum terrain height is now increased to 22. It used to be 16. And that automatically gives us the maximum in-game building height is also increased to 32, because you can always build 10 tiles above the maximum terrain height. So that is a nice addition. We can now build higher, which is appreciated. We like that. And they also did some bug fixes, and nothing that is really that interesting to go over, but they did fix the showers to no longer work without water. So that is a good change, because that was kind of weird. So let me know, what do you think of the terraforming solution that they implemented? Is this how you had imagined it? And are you happy with how the buildings look and that they are golems only buildings? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you're not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It's much appreciated. I also stream on Twitch, and we have a Discord server. Both of the links will be in the description. Thank you all for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.